What's up, everyone? Welcome in to the DNVR Pregame Show. Let's go. Presented by Bet365, where it's never ordinary. And our friend Superstar Dev later on in the show will be hooking you up with some pregame picks.
You know what happened last time?
Tell me what
happened. The pregame picks. We had to get it. Dev wasn't here last time. I think he has, what did you say, more important things to do in your life?
Yeah.
And so somebody had to step up, give out the bets.
Who stepped up?
Who was that, Kale? Oh, that's right. I did it. Know what happened? 3-0. 3-0.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yes.
So do yourself a favor, download the Bet365 app now. Use code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. My name is Brendan Vogt, and it is a takeover night.
Oh, yes.
So I'm joined for now by Eric Weedham and Superstar Dev. I'll ask you guys how you're doing in a second. The other fellas will also be joining us at the arena, or at least Adam will be rolling up with a bus full of diehards ready to take over Ball Arena for what is, once again, the biggest game of the season. Eric Weedham, how are you feeling on the dawn of yet another biggest game of the season?
I've made my feelings about where the Nuggets are very clear. I've said without hesitation and with force that the Nuggets are back. I'm going to stand on my 10 toes business, or whatever you're supposed to say. 10 toes down. Standing on business, I think they're back, man. I think this is going to be a really fun night. I think that we're going to see another chance for the Nuggets to play with joy and energy, and it's going to be reaffirming that all of this time has been worth it.
And I'm also joined by Superstar Dev. How are you feeling?
I can't believe that we get a playoff game again this early, man. I'm ready for it. I'm excited for the actual playoffs. This has big playoff implications. This is truly the biggest game of the year so far.
Dev's talking about those playoff implications. If you've been following along in the Western Conference, well, there's a lot going on right down to the wire. Of course, two of the teams trying to avoid the play-in, the Memphis Grizzlies, tonight's opponent, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're actually tied with the Golden State Warriors in terms of record, who are in sixth, who only trail the Clippers by one game, who are tied with the Denver Nuggets by record, who only trail the Los Angeles Lakers by one game. It is packed tight here from the 3 seed to the 8 seed. And of course, the game that we will be watching with the diehards has huge playoff implications. If Denver can win and they can get a Warriors or Clippers loss, I believe they clinch the playoff spot. The silence is deafening.
Yeah,
all right.
Oh, you're asking us? Do you not know that Dev and I don't know anything? What the hell, man?
Do we look like we know things?
We don't know that. I mean, come on, man.
Come on.
Here's what we do know. The Athletics' Tony Jones and Sam Amick reported that Jamal Murray was expected to return today. Now, yesterday he was listed as doubtful in this game this morning. He was upgraded to questionable. Now, typically when a player is upgraded to questionable on game day, that's a good sign. Probably means they're going to go through their pre-game routine, see how they feel. You can consider them essentially a game time decision for Denver. But again, considering the reporting, guys, Jamal Murray, he may be back in the literal sense, Eric.
Yes, in the literal sense. I know what you mean there, but he came back. I mean, I don't know if do you follow Jamal Murray?
I'm aware. I'm familiar.
Are you familiar with the body of his work?
I've heard about it, yeah.
He does this from time to time where he goes out for periods where you're hoping he won't or whatever. So we know what it looks like when he comes back from injury. And the last couple times he's come back from injury, he actually just like jumped right back in. So I'm hoping it's new injury Jamal and not old injury Jamal.
Well said. Dev, do you expect Jamal to go tonight? What do you expect to see from Jamal?
I expect him to go. I expect them to not ease him back in. He is not an ease back in type of guy. I think that they understand how important this game is. So they're going to play him as like full allotment of minutes. I expect him to be aggressive. I expect him to play with a sense of urgency as if this is a real playoff game. this is early, so who knows how that actually goes. But I do think that, Jamal is going to be ready to go, and the Nuggets are going to be excited to have their point guard back.
If Jamal is indeed back, they'll be going against what you can really look at as like a three-headed spear of attack for Memphis. Now, we know Jamal Morant is traditionally that guy, their franchise cornerstone. This year, it's gone back and forth a bit with Jaren Jackson Jr. Ja's been a bit inconsistent. Jaren Jackson Jr. having a great season, 22.2 points per game. The point being here, between Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant, and Desmond Bane, who's at 19.2, they have almost 3 20-point per game scorers on this roster. So obviously, you don't necessarily think of Memphis as like this innovative elite offense necessarily, but they have scorers. And we know, guys, that Denver struggles defensively, especially when they have anything less than maximum effort. Dev, is this going to be a high-scoring game for the Memphis Grizzlies?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was watching that game last night against Minnesota. They didn't care about stopping anybody. Like, the floodgates open. Everybody went off in that game. And Memphis actually went through like a lull of just not being able to score at all. And they still put up a lot of points. I do think this is going to be a track meet type of game. Both of these teams really do want it. And I think there is going to be a lot of scoring. Expect there to be buckets. Plenty of buckets.
Damn. The forecast calling for buckets?
Plenty of it.
Holy smokes.
It's going to be leaks in all types of rooms.
Go back to the injury report. Reminder, we pre-record these shows on takeover nights. So Jamal Murray may get an update between the time that this airs or doesn't. For now, he's questionable. For Memphis, Brandon Clark, of course, is out for the season with that right knee PCL sprain. Zion Pollin is also out with the right patellar tendon surgery recovery. And most notably and recently, Jalen Wells, you guys saw, took a gnarly, nasty spill on the hardwood. And he is, of course, out for the season with a right wrist fracture, facial laceration, and he's in concussion protocol. So obviously hope Jalen Wells gets well soon. No pun intended. Brutal fall there for him. But that's where Memphis is at, guys. And I think a team that's had an up and down season, we know plenty about that here in Denver. A team that I think everyone has just sort of dismissed as, well, if you were to meet them in the first round, they're probably the easiest opponent. But I think, guys, on a night like tonight, not a team, Eric, to be underestimated at all.
No. I've been told that a beast or an animal is most dangerous when it's vulnerable. I've heard. And I look at the Memphis Grizzlies as a wounded animal, which is the actual phrase. They are a wounded animal, and they are trying to find their footing. They are in the same kind of situation as the Denver Nuggets, ironically, where they have a coach that was dismissed in the very final stretch of the season. So this is actually pretty interesting to see the new coach off. Like, I don't know if there's a new coach like they're a
interim coach off.
Well, but there's like a new owner issue. There's like a new GM issue. You just make crazy moves. New coach issue. I don't know. We'll find out like if it actually what plays out. But I'm just completely at the point now in the season where I don't care about the other team that they're playing. Like I only care about how the Denver Nuggets are operating, like whether or not they look efficient, whether or not they're playing the brand of basketball that we know by sight is required to win a championship. So we'll either see it or we won't. And like that's every night. Like I don't care who's playing or not playing. Like we either have to be scared of everyone or no one.
All right. Well, in that case, let's focus in on the Denver Nuggets with a little game here of buy. Actually, before I send it to buy or sell, who am I kidding? I glossed right over a really big announcement here, an important announcement. And with that in mind, I'm going to throw it over to Shirtman.
Oh, Shirtman?
Shirtman.
I prefer Saddle Man or Shirt Man. Okay,
we are the Admiral Men.
Listen, there's going to be a bunch of shirts coming out, but I just have this one for tonight that I wanted to drop because I want to bring the vibes back to our beautiful community. Assist makes two people happy. We need to remember the joy that it is to watch the Denver Nuggets play, and specifically Nikola Jokic. Assist makes two people happy. It's time to feel happy. It's time to rediscover our joy. I'm going to be releasing angry shirts too. We've got a pretty aggressive theme for our playoff run coming up that's going to be reflected. But in the meantime, Let's just give each other a hug. You know what I mean? Let's make two people happy.
Dev, we know you love passing the rock. We know assists make you and your teammates really, really happy, right? It's another great shirt from D-Line. And speaking of buy or sell, yeah, I'm buying that one.
Oh, that's an instant buy.
Instant cop.
That was an easy cop. First off, it's one that's stuck around with the Nuggets team for a very long time. And it's also something that I feel like the Nuggets want to get back to. And I think they truly can't wait to get back to that point. The ball is popping, days. But this was the quote from Jokic himself, where that was the whole idea of him for a long time, was like, is he the best passer? Is he the best passing big? Like, first off. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, to bring that back full circle, I think that like goes a long way. And it's an instant cop.
Instant cop. We love it. Absolutely. Great work, Eric, as always. Bro. Bringing us back to our roots here as Nuggets fans. You know what I mean?
Listen, it's about the friends we made along the way, guys.
By passing the rock. All right, let's play a little bit of buy or sell right now. And up on the DNVR.com right now from Harrison Wind are some takeaways from the Adelman's first official real interim start as an interim head coach. Again, not just spot starting as the coach from Malone, but taking over. And Wind points out, guys, that we saw a different version of Jokic. Namely, we saw Jokic take significantly fewer touches than he usually does in a game. And we saw a very egalitarian offense, guys. 4 starters, 20 points or more. Jalen Pickett, the 5th, just 1 bucket shy of joining that club. Dev, buying or selling that spreading around was something Adelman wanted to see and implemented versus just the way it kind of shook out based off how they were guarding them?
I'm selling. And the only reason I'm selling is because I don't think that was an Adelman thing. I think that was a Jokic thing.
Okay.
I think that he wanted to get out in front of this and say, guys, just play basketball. Get back to having fun. Get back to not thinking about, choosing a side at all. Like, we are basketball players. We love to play for one another, and I'm going to make sure that everybody's happy. So I think that it was like him setting the table. We got to see a Jalen Pickett who his name came up, a few times, a lot of times in the last week.
More than he probably expected.
Exactly. So it's like, how do I make this guy feel comfortable? How do I make him feel right? And this still be a team effort type of thing. So I think that's Jokic just saying, I'm going to make sure other people are happy. Michael Porter Jr. knocked down a couple 3-pointers. They got to get him into his spots. Like, I really do think that he looked at this situation and says, how do I get everybody else?
How do I make 2 people happy?
This is perfect timing right here. But I do think that was like a concerted effort made by the best player in basketball. So that I would sell it on the Adelman part, but I do think that was a point of contention for this team.
I like that. I like how that's framed. Eric, I'm going to frame the question differently to you. Buy or sell, we get the same version of Jokic in that offense tonight.
I am buying it in that I believe it will be successful. I'm curious to see what kinds of little things they tried that maybe will work their way in. Again, like, I know they've done all this stuff in the past, but like having Christian Brown be the primary ball handler for a section in the middle, like that changes it up. It like makes the other team have to sort of think about what they're doing with you different. They have to react. And so things like that, I'm interested to see like how this offense evolves, because Adelman is a tactician. We know that is why he is on the team. So you got to think he's going to be thinking about this team from a tactician standpoint, when before it was a suggestion of what you should do. And now it's what we're going to do. So I like, to me, I'm very excited by this, because I just like the idea of Jokic being your quarterback in a read and react offense that allows him to just destroy you, and it doesn't have to go through him all the time either. So I listen, anything's possible. I liked what I saw.
Love it. We'll go back to Dev for this one. This is, of course, inarguable. As a matter of fact, Westbrook played fewer minutes than Jalen Pickett in that game, right? Are we buying that as how Adelman wants it to be versus, you know what I mean? One guy played really well, one guy didn't. Dev, what do you think? Is this something we should expect going forward? Or actually, Dev, I'm going to change the question. Let's say we do see Jamal Murray tonight. Let's say Jamal Murray is the starting lineup. Is that backup point guard Russell Westbrook or Jalen Pickett?
This is a hard one. I really do think this was hard. I think that when the news came out about the Nuggets front office and coaching rift, Westbrook's name came up a bunch. That was like in some people's minds a reason that this happened, which is untrue. I do think that there were some parts to it that played into some frustrations, but it's not the actual cause or anything.
A lot of layers.
So,
to this. Yeah.
If you're the new coach coming in, you don't go do the same thing that they've been talking about. You don't go play Westbrook 30 minutes and then close with him. Like, that would be like nuts. Like, you're still coaching for a job to stick around with a team and things like that. So I think that it would have been very courageous for them to go out there and play Russell Westbrook a bunch of minutes. It also helped that Jalen Pickett had a really good game. Right. It makes the decision a lot easier where you're not saying I have to go to this guy. I think that was a hard position to put anybody in, including Westbrook. So I don't think that he was going to play that many minutes. But I do think that when he gets out there, if he's not pressing in the ways that he has been, he has to make the most of the minutes while he's out there, and then he could play himself into more minutes. Right. If Jalen Pickett's having a rough game and you go to Russell Westbrook, ride the hot man, or you ride that streak for the backup point guard spot. So, like, I know I'm not answering your question.
Sure, no, you're good.
But also, I think that it does go into, like, if one guy has it going on, it could be Russell Westbrook's night. You're going to go with that. And I feel like that's what you're supposed to do with a backup point guard anyway.
All right. So, Eric, let's get back to the buy or sell format then. Buy or sell the whole thing. Buy or sell that Adelman is going to be less reliant or stubborn about Westbrook than Malone was.
I don't think so. I feel like it's important to say, like, I've seen the same comments about it being caused by Russell Westbrook, the rift, and that is insane. That was the last one of the conflicts. That was this started a long time ago.
Before he got here.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Russell Westbrook, in fact, at all. Like, it has more to do with just not being able to work with one another and then choosing sides and then making decisions for your side of the business that was harming the business as a whole, which you can't do. So, but it has nothing to do with Russell Westbrook. It's just that's a clickable name, and the news and the media suck at their jobs. So, anyway, but am I buying? So I don't think it's like I don't think he's going to be reliant on Russell Westbrook for sure. I think that I saw read and react coaching. That's what I said. Read and react coaching, where you have an idea, but then if you notice it's not working, you adjust. And that was not Malone's philosophy, at least not in the regular season, generally speaking. There would be times like when Mo would get hot and he would start to manage his lineups and stuff in important games, and where you're like, oh, he's on it tonight. But for the most part, it's just like they just had nothing new ever happening.
I know.
So I just think that alone is going to get maybe, the juice squeezed and flowed.
One thing he definitely did, there's no buying or selling involved there, is separated those two. We know Malone has gone to double point guard lineups. Sometimes, guys, even 3-guard lineups. Yeesh. But Westbrook and Pickett together just doesn't always work. In fact, I should say rarely works. And so we did see that Adelman broke them up. Eric was really buying, Dev, that the team caught a spark from this decision, from this move. Alternatively, it might have been new coach first game bump, right? We know that happens. So, Dev, buying or selling that this move is going to actually give the Denver Nuggets a spark, not just in that Kings game, but tonight and going forward?
Absolutely. I'm buying that. I feel like that's why you make a decision like this at the end of a season. Because you wanted a spark. They could have easily waited until this run was over, but they want to make something of this run. Like, they truly still feel like they have a chance, and we'll be able to see that. But you want to cause something, and we weren't seeing that something for the last couple of weeks. You're seeing this team losing to teams they have no business losing to, people not reacting to playing defense, which is just a wild concept. You could feel that the body languages are down. Like, you could see people's morale actually being down on a team that is not down and out. So you want to cause a spark, and I feel like this is a spark that you would cause. Now you got new life coming in. Now you have a reason to be the hunted again, or to even hunt a bit more. You're like, hey, people are doubting us. You're back to being doubted, and I think that they strive in that position. So I do think this is a spark that you have, that you say, like, let's now do it for one another, put our arms around each other and try to win one. And that's big. Like, we all know that, like, confidence goes a long way, but being doubted, that does something even more, especially if you're an ultimate competitor, and these are the ultimate competitors.
A lot of doubt for Russell Westbrook right now, Eric. It's been in the air. But do you think tonight, should Jamal Murray start, that they'll just go to Westbrook first and give him that chance again?
I have no idea.
What if I forced you to answer live on the internet, pre-recorded on the
internet?
internet?
The answer has now clearly, it's out. Everybody
by now you know what's happening.
It's like, and so I just this game is called How Mind Melded Are We with David Adelman? Let me see how mind melded I am with David Adelman. I believe
Metalman.
I think he will go with Westbrook as the second backup, or like the second point guard.
Backup point guard, yeah.
The backup point. I don't think he'll be the sixth man. I think that will be P-Watt.
Okay. Ooh, I like where you took that.
I think that I guess he's probably going to have to play Pickett and Russ together at some point.
Is he?
Instead of Julian?
He didn't do it last night.
Oh, God. That's, I think, what I would do. I don't know. You know what I would actually do? You know, all right. You cut down the rotation to the playoff rotation now. This is already a playoff game. So no more no Julian Strawther. Love you. See you next season. No, I mean, probably no Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, Zeke didn't play last night.
It's a for sure not a Zeke.
So Russell Westbrook, Jalen Pickett in, right? So I think you just kind of mix them in with the starters. I think you kind of like, you start with guys, but you kind of stir it up throughout the middle. So Jokic plays with a big, like, because everybody works with him, you know, and we know that those two players they don't.
You think one way or another we will see both of those fellas tonight?
Yes.
Westbrook and
yes.
Pickett. All right.
Sure of it.
All righty. Well, I tell you to put your money where your mouth is, but that's actually not something you can bet on. Let's get more specific, though, on what we can and where we can do it with Bet365. Our pregame picks are presented, as always, by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. That's us, DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. So when we get to this part of the show, I want nothing to do with it. And I toss it to
hands off.
I toss it to a much more experienced and effective bettor. Yeah. We call him Superstar Dev.
What if this segment was called Seasonal Mustache? Like
I would take over.
Wouldn't you say you'd be the most?
That would be my segment.
Okay, but not the betting.
Questionable shirt selection.
Yeah, like
I
that's
would take
your
over.
Segment.
Yeah, but I think betting, I'm going to let Dev do it.
Segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's do this. Let's make some money.
Can we do seasonal mustache after this? Can you do it?
I'm gonna have to sit out of this one. The Nuggets come into this game as 7-point favorites.
It's a big line.
That is a huge line, and I know a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're on the second night of a back-to-back. And we'll be in the building. We'll be in the building, baby.
Bet365 probably factored that in. They know what's going on.
If they didn't, they're fools.
They'll probably be in the building. You know what I mean? Bet365. But this is a game that just has implications for both teams. So I really do think we're going to get both teams pressing in this game. 7 points. That's a big line. I don't see how Denver blows them out. I would be excited to see a blowout, but I would not be able to push people to make money on that. What I will tell them to do is bet the over. 244 is so high, which is exciting for me. I like baskets. I really am like a bucket watcher.
I like buckets.
244 is so many points to score, and I think they're going to get the over in this one. So make sure that you're on that. On Memphis side of things, Desmond Bane. That man is a bucket. He's a bucket. He's a nightmare, like match up.
Got these tiny
He
arms.
knocked down like
tiny
5 3-pointers.
This was one of Brendan and I's first shared loves.
It's true.
We rode the Bane train together.
We were on the Bane train.
We were on the Bane train.
And someone, I'm not going to say who, he may be like a really heralded Nuggets analyst because of how smart he is, thought, I don't know about the wingspan. What a shame.
And then I think he said we should get Jason Preston.
Oh man, I don't know. maybe you're size. Maybe you're just sizist, and it got to you again. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the wingspan. You know what? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the guys
This is your segment.
We're going to go over 20.5 points, and I like that you guys intervened right there. They have a guy on their team, Jamal Murray.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. He be dropping bombs. You know what I mean? The guy's a bomb dropper.
He's just lobbing them.
He throws dimes, and he doesn't want to hear about it. I'm going to go with over 7.5 assists for him. Did you guys hear that?
I didn't hear that.
7.5 assists.
Dude, there's something. I like a guy that just says F you to everything every time.
Dude, like
The grenade is funny. It's hard. You can't.
That one is good. That
You know
one
what
is
I
a
mean?
good one.
It's
I can't
funny.
wait to see it in person.
It's
I
funny.
gotta see it. But yeah, he's exciting. He's fun. He's fun to watch. He's fun to follow. Over 7.5 assists for him. I think he easily gets this one.
Mm-hmm.
For the Nuggets side of things, we're gonna start where we always start. Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 3-pointers. They went out of their way to find him last game.
Michael Over Jr.
He was so that was good.
Thank
He
you.
was so open, like on a lot of shots, and he did not hesitate to shoot them. Even when he missed a couple, he was like, "Okay, find me again." And I think they went out of their way to find him. I love how active he's looking right now, and they're finding ways to play for each other, and that's what Michael Porter Jr. over 3-pointers. That's my first leg. I also like him over 7.5 rebounds. In high-scoring games, I go Michael Porter Jr. rebounds because he's a really good rebounder. Jaren Jackson Jr. is not. You know, like, so you have to go in there and crash when Zach Edey's not out there, who's a great rebounder, of course, for his size. When he's not out there, that gives you extra rebounding opportunities. It's for Michael Porter Jr. I like Christian Brown in this game, and I like Christian Brown a lot. I think he's going to be able to score a lot of points in this game. His line is only 15.5. So damn
Too
easy.
low.
He's going to get over 15.5. He's also going to get over, and this is my second leg, 21.5 points plus rebounds. Fast-paced game against smaller guards. The battle of the dinosaur armed guys going at it with each other because they have small wingspan, quote unquote. They're not going to be able to slow him down. He's knocking down the 3-ball as well right now, but I just think that he's going to be able to get in transition, and Jokic will be able to find him for some easy outlet passes.
Love it.
So I like that. Aaron Gordon, he looked active in that last game.
did.
Just like he was spry, he was excited.
Bro, it was
You're going
like,
to talk about a guy that seemed like he was ready for a new regime.
he seemed like irresponsibly rebounding.
Like, why are you smiling?
Like what?
so
He just
hard?
seemed like it's like you're playing a little bit too much better. Like this,
Yeah, something here isn't right. They have his rebounds plus assist way too low. 8.5. That's easy. That really is easy. I'll go with the over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. You talked about who you think is going to be the sixth man in this game. I also believe that it's going to be Peyton Watson. I'm going to go his over points, rebounds, and assists at 12.5. That is a low line. He's getting minutes. And he just has to stay out of foul trouble in this game. He got into foul trouble last game, which stopped him. He was played 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think that they wanted to play him even more. I know that they're bringing Jamal back, but that's not the position that he plays. So it doesn't really, change or matter for him. But I think he gets points, rebounds, and assists at 12.5. I think that's really easy. Our defensive bet is Aaron Gordon to just get a single stock. Just either a rebound or a steal.
Please.
And for the lock.
This
one is easy.
Lock.
I really think this is too easy.
Locked up.
Nikola Jokic over 9.5 assists.
Oh, I love it.
Memphis is a team that keeps teams off of the boards because they have Zach Edey. First off, there's no way he's going to be able to stay on the perimeter with Jokic. And then Jaren Jackson Jr. is just not strong enough for Jokic. So he's going to play a bit of cat and mouse. I think that Jokic should be able to knock down a couple of 3-pointers now when I'm sitting here thinking about it. Because you just have to open up the floor. But I think there's going to be a lot of space. I do think that he'll be able to get a triple-double in this game. The rebounding is the one that I'm like, maybe not. But I think this is a triple-double game, and that means that he's going to have over 9.5 assists. He went out of his way to make extra passes. 2 assists. Assist makes 2 people happy. The shirt dropped. It's the perfect day to
true.
make
By the
sure
way,
he gets that. He also only needs 4 assists to average a triple-double on the season.
I think it's 2, actually.
I think it's like 4, 3 or 4.
He's going to get it either way.
Yeah,
He's going to get it.
We got to go. The bus is.
The bus is waiting for us.
The bus is here. Oh,
Yes.
But the lock is in on time. Thank you so much, Superstar Dev. Thank you so much, chat. And we'll see some of you pretty soon here.
Let's go.
Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.